Coming up next on The Beat Goes On, it's Janice and Stu from Elderly Assist. Janice and Stu perform a very special and sensitive service for the elderly when it comes time to up and leave the family home. Janice Willis.
Hi, Jared.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Once again, and sitting right beside you is one of the people that work for Moving Assist and Elderly Assist, and a very short name, it's just simply Stu.
Yeah.
Stu, not Stuart or...
Well, that's my real name.
Yeah.
Stu's easy to remember.
Good to see you both.
Thank you.
And you're both carrying out very vital, important work, aren't you?
Yeah, we think so.
So what say we say to you, Janice, give us 60 seconds on Elderly
Great.
Assist and Moving Assist. It's a fascinating, good job that you carry out in the community.
Thanks, Jared. Yeah, at Elderly Assist, we assist elderly people predominantly to move into smaller homes or retirement village apartments or villas, and we help them to downsize and declutter and prepare for that move. Moving Assist is a similar company. It was started because the but the friends and the family of our Elderly Assist clients said, well, look, can you do this for us? But we're not elderly. Is your company only restricted for elderly? But we said, no, we'll create another company. So we basically provide the service.
We'll shift you to Timbuktu if that's where you want to go.
Absolutely.
And it is a great social service because this is a sensitive time, an absolute sensitive time. Somebody may have spent 40 to 45 years in a home, and memories, cherished memories.
That's right.
All over the place, aren't they? And you don't want a bulldozer going through the place, do you? You want a thoughtful, intelligent approach to getting the people to move from this place to wherever they're going to end up.
Yeah.
And so how do you handle it?
I guess what we wanted to talk a little bit about today was the process of downsizing and decluttering, because the actual practical process of it is very simple, but the psychology behind it is difficult.
Yeah.
And so we teach our clients to keep the best and let go of the rest.
Yeah.
We talk about the 80-20 rule, that basically only 20% of our possessions are those that we use. 80% are just sitting there taking up space. So we just work with our clients to help them take the best to their new home and to find good homes or sell or gift the rest.
Just keep the gold bars.
That's right. Oh, we have found those.
Well, that's wonderful. Keep the best.
And let go of the rest.
Let go of the rest. Wonderful. Keep the best, let go of the rest. And you're saying that only 20% of the things that we keep really are that important in the end.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Or indeed 20% of what we use.
Yeah.
And we do little tests with people by saying, well, every time you wear something in your wardrobe, when you put it back, turn the hanger around the other way, and you'll show yourself very quickly what you're actually wearing and what's just hanging there.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I can vouch for that. Got to, of course, put on a bit of weight.
Well, that's
You've got this beautiful wardrobe that just sits there unused.
We all have that. Well, most of our clients have that too, Jared.
But of course, I would say, photographs and memories, they're going to be the most important, aren't they? You've got to be really careful there.
Yeah, you need to decide how you're going to store your photographs. You don't need to get rid of them all, but you could perhaps store them digitally, and we can put people on to how they can store them. Or remember that some of their families have duplicates of everything, the grandchildren and what have you. So we just ask our clients questions about how indeed they're going to store and what they want to keep, what's really important for them. They may be able to give away a couple of dinner sets and use that storage space to keep things that they really want to in their new home where they're a bit more limited in storage space.
Now, Stu, you work for Moving Assist and Elderly Assist. What do you find is the biggest concern about some of our parents that are moving on in time? How do you handle them?
Well, mostly my work is outside of the house.
Yeah.
Although I do occasionally.
You do the garage?
Oh, largely. That's the number one job. Then sheds and the sections.
Oh, the sheds. Oh, gosh.
It's amazing what you can store. So in a lot of cases, there's, as you say, 30, 40 years worth of collective stuff, I guess you'd call it. And the garage can be quite full of things that are dangerous, for starters.
My dad had big piles of popular mechanics, huge piles. Never ever read them, but he wanted to keep those old piles of.
That's right.
I used to, and they were wonderful magazines in their day, weren't they? They weren't 30 years later.
No, true.
How do you can tell Dad that he doesn't need them anymore? That's the...
Well, largely the people that I've worked with have already sort of made that step before I've got involved in them, because they know they're going to somewhere where they don't have a lot of room, and in a lot of cases they haven't been working in their garage themselves for quite some time. You know, they're getting to an age where pottering in the garage isn't quite as much fun as it probably used to be years ago. So they've already sort of crossed that little bridge, if you like, and it helps an awful lot in making those decisions about what they need and what they don't. And quite a few of the clients, all they really want is me to make up a little toolkit of, you know, screwdriver and hammer and a few bits and pieces for them to be able to take with them. And in a lot of cases they're not even going to use those, but it's nice to know you've got it.
I'm going to say something terrible now. Sounds like men are a lot easier than women. Is that a terrible thing?
We might just pass on that one, mightn't we, Stu? I will tell you, Jared, that we do have some statistics around that. Yeah. We charge our clients based on the time we spend with them. We don't take a commission on the sale of goods. So basically, the quicker it takes for people to make decisions, the cheaper it is for us to work with them. We know that single men on their own are the most decisive and cost the less for us to move.
Single men on their own.
Yeah, yep. They say to us questions like, they may have lost their wife, and they say, you know, do I need to keep that and take it to my new home? It was an ornament that my wife liked, but, you know, I don't really want to take it. And it's like they ask us our permission for that. And we say, yeah, look, this is your new home, you know. And single ladies on their own are very sentimental, and it takes us time to work with them to make decisions about what they can take. Couples, well, they just need a helping hand from Stu and from my team, just to empower them and to help them and to come from a different perspective of what they need to take.
This is a new term. Janice actually taught it to be declutterer. I'd never heard of declutter until just started talking to Janice. So that really is the big job, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually asking yourself those tough decisions, and you know, almost for a time speaking to your possessions and saying, you know, do you really have a right to be in my home? Do you you know, you're going to be paying rent there. Are you something that I really love and I want to take with me? Are you really sentimental? Do you have great value? Do I really get a lot of joy out of possessing you? Or if I gave you to someone else, would they really love it even more? And as you can start to ask some really hard questions with our team, there's a real weight that becomes lifted, because, you know, you just become incredibly empowered. When you are downsizing and decluttering, we find that most of our clients start doing that in the wrong parts of their house. They start doing it in the places that they live in regularly, their lounges, their dining rooms, their kitchen. It's the worst place to start. When I give downsizing and decluttering workshops all the time, and when I say to my audience, we start downsizing and decluttering in your garages or in your storage spaces, they kind of look at me as if to say, you're mad, you haven't seen my garage. Until I say to them, how many of you have possessions in your garages that don't belong to you? They're your children's that are storing there. They're things that you might have not used for years, camping gear, and you're more elderly and you go to hotels or motels, things that you're storing, sports gear that you've never used. Really easy to make decisions camping around those. Really easy to make decisions. When you learn to make decisions in those areas, you start to gain real confidence, and it's very easy to move into other areas of your home. So we like to do that with our clients, because when we get to the tougher areas, they feel that they've had some real success and they've seen some things go in Stu's trailer, in Stu's vehicles that he's using. And we do, as I've said before on your show, we try to find homes for them, find other places that will use them, charities that make themselves known to me.
It's a wonderful community service, and every day there's another mum and dad, or dad single, mum single, that's having to move out. So
that's right.
Lots of phone calls.
Yes, we're really, really busy, growing team. Lots of exciting things ahead for elderly and moving assist, so it's great.
Now, whether to get hold of, who do they call? Who do they call? Not Ghostbusters.
No, they call us on Elderly Assist or Moving Assist on 0800 839 874.
Well, I think we should. It's such an important community service. One more time, Janice. 0800
839 874.
And when they phone up, they say, "Can I speak to Janice or that wonderful man called Stu who was sitting next to you?" Is that
Absolutely.
Is that how
they
they're
can
going
speak to Stu. Anyone can speak to Stu, and he'll give them some tips in the garage.
Janice, I hope you're around when I decide to declutter.
You mean you haven't decided?
I haven't
from all this
decided.
talking I've been telling you, Jared.
Stu, I'm going to say goodbye to you, and I'm going to say goodbye to Janice.
Thanks,
and
Jared.
we're going to see you, both of you again, or one of you again
You'll
soon.
probably see one of
because-
my ladies that'll come along and have
Yeah.
a wee chat with you about some of the things that we do inside the house as well.
Janice, wonderful to talk to you.
Thank
see you
you.
soon.
Thanks, Jared.
Bye-bye.